Hi, welcome to April Fool's Day version of Cooking with Kaitlin. Tonight we are having Mexican kind of spiced chicken with some black beans and some rice, kind of some cilantro-lime rice. So we've already got the chicken, keep angling stuff, in the bowl. Defrosted it out of the freezer today, so that's good. So we're going to start off by making our spice. Got all our stuff together for it. I'm going to start with some chili powder. Actually, we're going to unscrew the top because we want a whole teaspoon. We might go a little heavier on spices than some of y'all might, because we like things spicier. Sean really likes things spicier. It says to do some garlic powder. We're going to just do some garlic, but I'm going to save it for the end and just put it straight on the chicken when we mix everything in. Otherwise, my stuff gets wet and it's harder to use. Got crushed red pepper flakes, half a teaspoon of that. Again, I get why they do it, but just winds up making it a little harder. And there we go. Then we're going to have some dried oregano. Just want a little bit of that too. It's kind of just going everywhere, but that's fine. Alright. So got that in there. Then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of paprika. If I can find my paprika, there it is. Oh. I like these ones because it lets you just scoop it right on out and level it off as you take it out. That's the best. 1.5 of the cumin. Actually, I'm sure I'm supposed to be like wiping this off so I don't get all my spices mixed, as if I don't use them all together every time I use them. But I understand. I understand the rationale. It smells so good. I love the smell of cumin. Using half a teaspoon of the sea salt. And the salt. Which is why actually I'm not using the garlic salt or the onion or the garlic powder or the onion powder. There's so much salt in both of those that it's hard to kind of do the rest. You don't really want too much. Which is why I just got some straight chopped onion that I use instead when I'm supposed to use onion powder. It gives it that good flavor all the same, and actually a little bit of an extra crunch that I wholeheartedly approve. I don't know if you heard the beeping, but the oven is ready when we put the stuff in. So that's good. And they want just a few bits of crushed pepper. So we're just going to put that in. Like we did last night, if you remember. There we go. And then they want a pinch of cinnamon and a pinch of cloves. And I know most people don't have this, but I actually have measuring spoons. I don't know if you can read it. That says pinch. So I use those because I'm cute. Like that. There that goes. Then the cinnamon. So that looks and smells delicious. We're going to stir it all up. I hope everyone's having an okay day still in quarantine land. What did you do for your health today? Did you go for a walk? Did you do like an exercise video? Did you just run around your house like a crazy person? What did you do? I went for a short walk around the neighborhood this morning. It was chilly. It was a lot chillier than I kind of anticipated with the sun out. And then I did yoga after I was done with my work today, because one of my good friends' mom is hosting yoga pretty much every day through Facebook. So that's really nice because I can catch it most days, even if I watch it a little later. It's really nice. All right, I'm going to show you our spice mix. Look at that. So we're going to put that on our chicken. I'm going to pray that you guys don't fall. You might fall a little. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put it all over our chicken. That was good. We're going to use our hands here and get it all coating all over the chicken. So you just get right in there. Make sure your hands are clean. I'm sure with everything going on, everybody is washing their hands way more than they normally do. That looks good. We're going to remember to add in our garlic and actually a little bit of olive oil because I'm sitting here going, chicken feels awfully dry. I'm so smart. There we go. A little bit of olive oil. And then we'll put in, let me get, again, we like garlic. But it's supposed to be a teaspoon. And if you've got big spoons and little spoons and you don't have actual teaspoons or tablespoon measuring things, your big spoon is the equivalent of a tablespoon, and your little spoon is the equivalent of a teaspoon. So you can just dump. See, I got my little spoon, and I dumped in my teaspoon of garlic. So that's all good and ready to go. See, I'm keeping one hand clean so I can manipulate my ingredients until I have to wash my hands when I'm done with the chicken. All right, there we go. That feels better. I was like, this chicken's so dry. Why does this chicken feel so dry? Oh, guys. This quarantine life, huh? All right. Grab this. Look at how delicious that looks already. Just wait for it to be cooked up. So there we go. We're going to arrange that on a tray. And I will be back in a few seconds with our next thing. But I'm going to have to wash my hands in the meantime to get it all out, so I'm going to give you guys a breather. Welcome back. So we're doing some onions and a bell pepper to cook up today because those are good. Good to kind of roast in the oven along with the chicken. A good side with it. And on the little break, I have a little bit more of the spice mix so I can put it on my vegetables too. I'm going to put it on a few other little things. But you've already watched me make it, so I didn't think you wanted to watch me make it twice when we could do other things. So we're doing this. We're going to cut up all our veggies. Seeds everywhere. Maybe I'll move you closer for the chopping bit like yesterday. Okay. So it's going to chop them up. See, I'm working on doing my fingers like they show you to do, so you don't chop them off. I'm going to get rid of a little bit of that white. I don't know, it just never quite cooks right in the oven when I do it. I don't know, maybe you guys can do it better. But there we go. Onions doing, bell pepper's doing good. A good meal. You getting your vegetables in? What are you having tonight? What are you guys eating out there in the world? So leftovers, that's usually my lunch. Whatever I make tonight with y'all becomes my lunch the next day. So I appreciate that. I always like a meal that makes a lot of meals all at once. Usually when I'm having to go into the office and there's all that drive time, it's nice to have a little bit of just a quick warm up when you get home, as opposed to having to cook fresh every single night when you don't always have the time. But right now I do, and this gives me something to do, some other purpose to serve, as opposed to just working, since I can't go out and see people. But I did get to do a Zoom lunch kind of date with some of the women I work with. today, so that was really nice. All right, I'm going to tell you, the trick with onions is before you cut it all, I mean, you got to do this, though. You got to, it's a giant onion. We are not going to eat all of it tonight. I'm just going to eat half of it tonight, so I'm going to save this other half for another day. But the trick is to kind of go through before you cut it all. And don't cut all the way to the end. Kind of just cut down. There's certainly fancier ways to do this than what I'm doing. But this is what works for me. Then you got it like that. Oh, little onion. And then you can just do your cuts. And look! All sorts of slices. All at once. Nice chunked up onions. Ooh, yum. Right? Very yum. Ah! Losing a little bit of control. So we're going to actually do this, and then we'll reverse and do the other side a little bit. But look, there we go. This is the end I didn't quite get to. I left it so I could hold on to it and let it all come. There's all our onion. If I've said Sean and I like garlic, we also really like onion. So, yeah, garlic and onions and peppers. I mean, that could be in just about every meal for us, and we'd be happy as can be. There's all of the cut up vegetables. I've got the spices over here to mix with it, with the olive oil and the garlic like I did the chicken. So we're going to do that. But we're going to do that directly on the tray. So that's a little easier to do. Pro tip if you've got it, get some aluminum foil. Because it is much less cleanup if you do that. You line your tray with it. And it makes cleanup so much easier. So tonight it's easier for Sean because since I cooked, he will clean. That's the rule in our house. What's the rule in yours? Since you cooked, somebody else clean? Or if you're someone who's kind of on their own, I guess you get to do both. So you might like meals where you're not having to do so much all the time. All right, like I said, we're not doing all of it on this. We're saving some for other things. So as opposed to with the chicken where I just dumped the whole bowl because I knew I'd need it all. I'm only going to do about half. I'm going to save the other bit for my black beans. Yeah. Oh, that looks good. Then we'll remember to do the garlic. Oh, I'm just going to shake it out. There is never too much garlic. What's that meme? If you see a recipe that calls for how to cook 1 clove of garlic, that's never enough garlic. Be safe. Use 2 or more. I'm like, yes. That's exactly how I feel about it. Oh, but do you see how nice and coated they look? All spread out, all these good vegetables. Hope you're getting your vegetables in, like we talked about earlier with walk-in and yoga and stuff like this. It's also good in quarantine and isolation to be getting in some healthy things. I know it's easy to go, oh, I'm just going to eat frozen pizza every night or get takeout and support my local business. Not a bad thing, but every night is probably a bit much. All right, gonna pause and move to the next like I did with the chicken. Hi. Now we're gonna cook. See, we're straining our rice. I don't know if the first bit of that filmed because something beeped. But anyway, we put 1 cup of rice and then we are straining it, getting the starch out so it runs clearer. kind of got to clean your rice before you cook it. Yeah. Some cold water on it. It takes a few tries. See all that murkiness? Kind of de-starching it, rinsing it a few times. Trying to get as much of it off there as you can. You may not be able to tell, it's clearer this go round than it was the last couple. So I think we're getting there. Getting close. Yeah, that's a lot clearer than the last few. So that's good. Alright. So we're going to put it in the bowl, or in the pot, rather. Maybe you have a rice cooker. Maybe you're all fancy with your rice cooker. We had one, but it was kind of broken. So it didn't do very well. So then it was like, well, what's the point in having it? Alright, we're going to scrape all the rice out, and then we're going to measure our water. And we're going to let that boil up. And I'll check back in towards the end with our black beans, because they're the last thing, because they're going to be the fastest, because we just get the no salt added out of a can. That's our go-to for black beans. Sure, can make them from when they're dry and all that. And that would be funner, more fun to watch, but here's where we are. Alright, and so then we're going to pour in, I believe it's 2 cups of water and a little bit of kosher salt. Yeah. Oh, it's 1 1/4 cup. Never mind. So I'm measuring out my water. Alright, so we're at a different angle because my phone needs to do an upgrade. It was cut off during the rice segment for that reason. So we're using my laptop. And it's not as easy to manipulate as the phone. See, we're doing black beans. That's what we save those spices for. Rinse that off. Alright, getting that turned on. So we've got the rice cooking over here, just letting it steam up. We're going to cook up our black beans, and the chicken and vegetables are in the oven. They have cooked. Turn the oven off. We're just letting them stay warm while we finish the rice and get the beans going. Yeah. See, that's what we save the rest of our spices for. To put them in with the black beans. Always. Let's not pretend to not know. Some garlic. Always a little bit of garlic. It's so good. Stir it all up. Yep. Looking and smelling good. The beauty with doing them this way is that's about it for the beans. Just, if I remember where I put my top, just put the top back on it. There it is. And we'll just let that cook for a few minutes. We're letting the rice finish up. So that's good. And then the chicken and vegetables are all done, so we'll have a nice meal going. So yay! Alright, and as long as my phone's done, well, actually we've got a little bit more to do with the rice. I'm going to pause it and then come back. Alright, so now the rice has gone off, so we're going to add a little bit of a spice to that and fluffed it up some, as they say. Ooh, oh, that is hot, hot, hot. Okay, just gonna show, see the rice, all good enough. You just kind of fluff it up and stir it up. That's good. And actually, I realized, as opposed to the other ones, I really do just want to do a little bit of this in there. Some chili lime seasoning. I've got some cilantro that I just remembered I left in the fridge. So I'll get that out. And we'll have some cilantro lime rice. That'll be delicious with all of our food. I prefer these because I don't usually use the whole thing of like cilantro or basil, other fresh stuff, and this keeps it pretty fresh. And it's about the same price as buying a few small sprigs, the half of which, if not 2/3 of which, I will have to throw out. So, I like this. Very helpful. So the rice is done, so we're going to turn that off. I think the beans are done. Can you see them boiling? Oh, yes. All right. And my phone finished upgrading, but I was already doing this, so I decided I'd just keep it this way. All right. We're going to serve up some plates, and I'm sure you'll see a picture of this later on Facebook. Or maybe I'll do a little seated thing, because Sean actually came home in the middle, so maybe we'll do a little like, hey, happy dinner to you. All right, guys. Check with you later. Now we are sitting down to our dinner that you all watched us make, except when the phone upgraded. From our family to yours. Have a good evening. Check in with you tomorrow.